Okay, so this week we're talking about logarithms and exponents and the relationships between the two. I have up on the board already the relationship between a logarithmic function and an exponential function. So if you have a logarithmic function in the form log b base a equals some quantity r, you can take those same letters or numbers as the case may be and rearrange them into an exponential function like this over here. The reason that this can be handy is that sometimes it can be hard to compute a logarithm like this on your calculator, but if you can transform it into this exponential function over here, it can be much easier to work with. Now you'll notice that the letters I use are different than the ones that are in the textbook. The reason for that is because this is the way I was taught, and it's a great mnemonic device, especially for those ladies out there. I don't mean to offend anyone, but honestly, it works. So, the way I was taught is if you walk into a log bar, you will lose your bra. So, again, I apologize if that's offensive, but it stuck. So, you guys have to bear with it. Anyway, so let's run through an example of one of the problems from this section. Alright, so let's say we have the fourth root of 625 equals 5. Now this is something that you can put into your calculator, but we're going to see how we can take an expression like this and put it into a logarithmic expression. Now, the key thing to remember is that this root out in front, this fourth root, can be rewritten as an exponent. So we're going to take that and rewrite it as instead of the fourth root, we're going to raise it to the 1/4 power. Okay? And where that comes from is if you think of this 625 under the parentheses, it's just a number, so it's raised to the first power. Any number raised to the first power is itself. So you can think of any number under this parentheses as being raised to the first power. Of course, if you have some sort of expression with an exponent, then whatever that exponent is, this number goes on top of the fraction. The number outside in the root goes on the bottom. Okay, so for example, if we had the cubed root of x squared, you could rewrite that as x to the 2/3. Okay, so hopefully that clears that up a little bit. So we're going to take this, that is equal to 5, and now we're going to identify our pieces of this b, r, and a over here. So this is the b, because that's the number being raised to an exponent. The 1/4 is the r, the 5 is the a. Now we're just going to take those pieces and rearrange them into this logarithmic function here. So we're going to do log, the b as we identified is that 625, the a is this 5, and that equals r. Now if you had a calculator where you could put in different bases for a logarithm, if you did this crunch, this calculation, you would find that that equals 1/4. Please let me know if you have any questions on this.